Hello everyone, welcome again to another tutorial. I want to thank each and every one of you for your love and support. So today we are going to create this simple but elegant bag. Look at the beauty of this bag. It's so beautiful. Everybody can do it. If you're a beginner, don't worry, you can do this bag in a heartbeat. This is very simple to do. So let's get right into the video. Over here I have my pearls on the table. So I have here 8mm pearls in white. I have my 50-pound beading wire, and I have my plier to cut the lines. So let's get started. We are going to thread 4 on the line, 4 bead on the line like this. Then I'm going to hold the other end of the line and cross the last bead like this and pull it down. We put the bead down. So we make one flower. On each line I'm going to add one bead on it like this. Then I'm going to cross both ends of my line into the third bead and pull. Now we have 2 boxes done, or 2 flower. It can be 2 flower, one on each line. And I'm going to cross both ends of my line into the third bead and pull. You can call it flower or boxes, 1 box, 2 box. Now we have 2 boxes done, 3. This is 3 boxes we've done. And we are going to continue again to repeat the same thing. So over here is just a repetition we are going to make. This is how the pattern is looking like. So this is what we are going to continue to make 11 of it. This is 11 that I've made, and we are going to turn on this 11 to the side. So this line I'm adding 3 beads to the line, and I'm crossing the last bead with the other end of the line. Now my line turned onto the side. We are going to start the second row of this. So this line I'm adding 3 bead. Now this is how it's looking like, and this line I'm going to go through the next bead and pull. This line 2 bead. You add 2 bead, cross the other end of your line into the second bead and pull. Now I'm going to go through the next bead again. On this line 2 bead. So this is how it's looking like, and we are going to weave. I'm going to continue to weave to the end. Now that we are on the end, my line is in the last bead, so I'm going to add 2 beads to this line, and I'm going to cross the other line into the last bead and pull. So now my line turned on the side. This line I'm adding 3 beads to start the third row. And I'm going to go through the next bead. This is how it's looking like, this line into the next bead. So this is how we are going to continue. Add 2 beads to the other line and cross the right line into the left one and pull, the left bead and pull. This line into the next bead. This is how we are going to create. This is what we are going to repeat and make 12 rows. We are going to make 12 rows. So we are going to continue to the end and make 12. This is my 12 rows that I've made. Over here, 12 rows, 12 by 12. Okay, so this is a fresh line that I've cut, and on this edge bead I'm going to pull my line through it. Put a line through the edge bead, and this line I'm adding 3 bead. Over here I'm just going to create a little border around this square. This line into the next bead. On the other line, add 2 bead. Into the next bead. This line, add 2 bead. I'm going to go through the next bead again. This line into the next bead. This line, 2 bead. So this is how we are going to continue to the end. So this is how the first row is looking like on the side. So when you come to the corner, just enter the next bead and continue your beading. So go through the next bead and continue your beading from there. Add 2 bead. This line into the next bead. This is what we are going to continue around the square until we fill it up. So this first layer is complete, and this is how it should look like. This is how the first layer should look like. And now we have to close this place and continue to step up. So with this line, I'm going to go through the middle bead and the side bead. I'm going through the middle bead first and into this side bead over here. So the number of beads that I'll add, 1 bead to complete this row. That's where I'll step up and then build on this base. So we are going to build high on this one. So with my left line, 3 bead. Now into the next bead. 2 bead. Into the next bead. 2 bead. So we are going to continue round the edge, repeating the same thing until we build 13 times. We are going to go 13 times high. This is how it's looking like. This is how we are building on it. So we are going to continue round the edges 13 times and build high. This is mine. This is my square that I've made. This is 13 rows I've created on it. I built on it 13 times, okay? This is how it's looking like. It's a very beautiful, beautiful bag we are going to create. So now I cut a fresh line. This is my line right here. I'm going to go through these 2 beads over here. Go through these 2 beads. And I'm going to use black and gold to decorate the edges of it. So this is the number of beads that I picked the first time. Okay, let me adjust my camera, the lighting. So I picked gold, black, gold, 2 pearls, gold, black, and gold. That's the number of beads I picked for the first time to begin with. And I'm going to use the other end of my line to go through these 3 beads over here and pull. This line into the next 2 beads. Into the next 2 beads, and this is the number of beads I'm going to add. Pull the line tight. This is what I'm adding: 2 pearls, 1 gold, 1 black, and 1 gold. That's the number of beads I'm going to add. Now I'm going to go through the next 2 beads. Next 2 beads. And add the same number of beads: 2 pearls, 1 gold, 1 black, and 1 gold. Like this. Into the next 2 beads. Add the same number of beads. Okay. So this is how the design is looking like. This is a very beautiful design. So go through 2 beads and add the same number of beads that we are adding to create this beautiful design around the edge. This is how it's looking like so far. Very beautiful. This line into the next 2 beads. So this is how it's looking like. Okay, this is how it's supposed to look like. And make sure you're pulling your thread tool tight. And now we have 2 more left to go through. So I'm going to go through these 2 beads over here. Then I'll go through this one on the side. Put my line through these 2 beads. And I'm going to go through these 3 on the side over here: the gold, the black, and the gold. So this is how your line should be looking like. This is where your line should come through. Okay, and now the number of beads we need over here is 2 pearls. So because this is the last one, I'm just going to drop it on the line. Let's tie over here. So I'm just going to take this one, take it back, drop it, and tie over here. This is the 2 I've added. Then I'm going to tie this one to make sure it's well secured. Tie the end over here. Now hold one end of your line and pull through the next bead. Okay, so you have your line in the opposite direction. This line, I'm adding this bead, black gold, and black gold. That's what I'm going to add. Go through the gold bead and pull. Now into the next bead. This is how I'm adding. I'm adding 3 beads. Next bead, 4 beads. The next bead, 3 beads. Into the next bead, 4 beads. And I'm going to go to the next one, 4 beads. So this is what we are going to repeat throughout the edge, 4 3 4 3. So go to the next bead and add 4 beads. Into the next bead, I'm adding 3 beads. So over here too on the edge, we are going to take the same count of bead, 3 4 3 4, to create the design on the edge. So everyone, I have an announcement to make. I have a shop that I sell on Etsy. Some of these beaded bags I sell on Etsy. They are very beautiful. So I'll put the link down below in the description box for you guys to visit. Even if you haven't find anything to buy yet, please keep visiting my shop because I'll be stocking new stuff very soon. I'll be stocking new design bags that I'm making. So please come into my shop, keep visiting. You'll find something to buy. Buy for your loved ones, buy for friends, buy for yourself. Thank you so much for your love and support. So now the next bead, I'm adding 4 beads. Now into the next bead, three beads. Now here with the last one, I'm going to go through this last bead, the bead on the side, and into the gold bead. So this pearl, the black, and the gold, that's where my line go through. I put my line through those beads, and the number of beads that we are going to add, I went to those 3 beads over there. I'm going to add 1 bead on the line. This one, we need only 1 bead to complete this row 2. So over here too, I'm just going to tie over here. Tie and tie neat and clean. So hold both lines together and tie. And tie in between the beads. Don't tie on the bead, okay? Like this. Then I'm going to pull the rest of this line. This is how the bag is looking so far. I'm going to pull the rest of this line into the bead to make sure they are well secured. Pull it through the bead. Hold the other one too and pull it through a couple of beads before you trim it away. This is how the bag is looking like. This is how it's looking like. This beaded bag is very beautiful. You can take it anywhere. Now we are going to create a handle on it. So I'm going to go through this edge bead over here. I'm finding the middle where the handle can be. I'm going to attach it here. So I'm going to pull through that bead, and here is 6mm. I'm going to use 6mm over here to weave. So I add one on each line, and I'm going to cross both ends of my line into this third bead and pull. I'm going to repeat the same thing again. This is how it's looking like. We make one flower. So I'm adding one bead on each line and crossing both ends of my line into this third bead and pull. Now I'm going to repeat the same thing one more time. Like this, you cross both ends of your line into the third bead. And pull. So here I have this ring over here. I'm going to pull both ends of my line through this hook and pull it onto the bead. Put that ring over there. Position it well on the bead. Now I'm going to add one bead on each line again. And I'm pulling my line through the third bead like this. So what we are going to do over here, I'm adding only one bead on each line. Only one bead. Then I'm going to pull through the second bead, the next bead, this one. I'm going to cross both ends of my line into that bead over there. And pull. This is how it's looking like. So this line, I'm going to weave it through a couple of beads and cut it. Sometimes some of these bead holes are very narrow, but try to pull it through some couple of beads before you trim it off. The other line through, weave it through some of the bead and trim it off. Weave it through and trim it off. This is how the hook is looking like. And I have here a belt that I made. This is the belt. It's just the same way we weave. I make it 2 times. This is 2 rows I made over here, and I put this claw on it. So you just hook it on the ring you put over there. That's it. So we are going to do the same thing on the other side too. We find the middle and attach the ring and hook the belt on it. So this is how it's looking like so far. And now the second side too is done, and this is how the bag is looking like. This is the first handle and the second one on the other side. This bag, you can either leave it like this, or you have options. This bag, you can leave it like this, or you have options with ribbon. I have some ribbon over here. This ribbon, you can pull it through the holes, and I'll show you how I'm going to use it. So this is the ribbon, okay? Anything of your choice, you can use it. And this is a shoelace, just a shoelace I pulled from shoes that I'm not going to wear. I don't use again. Why not use your shoelace? Why not? So I'm going to pull it through these holes over here. Let's push this shoelace on test and see how pretty it's going to look in this bag. Okay, I pull it through, and now I'm just going to tie a little bow over here. For the side, you just have to push it in a little bit. Don't tie too much. Don't tie, pull tight. Just push the side into it. This is how it's looking like. You see? This is how it's looking like. The shoelace works. It looks very beautiful. Don't go out and buy any expensive. Use whatever resources around you, use it. This is beautiful, very beautiful beaded bag. So you just put some bead at the end, and there you have it. This is your bag. Very beautiful. Thank you for watching, guys, and thank you for spending this time with me. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.